This is the Hub on Hollywood, an iHeartRadio podcast. I am your co-host, James Rojas.
I'm the other co-host, Jamie Blanco.
On this week's episode, we have reviews of two movies. One that's nominated for an Oscar, and another that's a disaster, part 2.
In more than one way.
In more than one ways. The boys of Boston are now the poster boys for how to get your big break in Hollywood. But first, Jamie and everyone else, if you are in New England, listening to this episode right as it airs, as it gets posted, odds are you are digging yourself out of inches of snow, maybe even a foot or more of snow. Jamie, right. I know you are.
Yeah.
How are things looking in your neck of the woods right now? Because right now we are being embraced by this wicked, crazy, wicked storm.
Crazy wicked storm. That was just a hodgepodge of imagery right there. You're being embraced by the wickedness of the storm. My goodness. Very descriptive. Well, let me tell you, James, live from the Merrimack Valley here in Massachusetts, it's coming down. It's coming down. Through. The snow is falling. It's thick. You can't see through it. You can't see nothing. Get off the roads. The plows are running. You shouldn't be at Market Basket. You shouldn't be anywhere right now. You should be hunkered down in your basement, getting ready to watch the Patriots, to watch the Pats, and to cozy up with a good movie or a good show, because it ain't going to stop. It's not going to stop for the next day and a half. We're supposed to get like 2 feet of snow where I am.
Wild.
Up here in the Merrimack Valley, on top of like the 6 inches that we still have outside. I'm not even I'm gonna lose my child. It's gonna be over my child's head.
Yeah. Well, we're over here. I'm located just north of Boston, and we're expecting around 10 to 18 or 20 inches of snow.
Something like that.
Yeah. And so the Boston area usually is the one that gets the least amount of snow, just because we're right by the water. But this year they say it's gonna be like the biggest winter storm in 4 years. So do you do fairly well? I know, kids, they're wild, they're crazy, they love the snow. Like at your age, at my age, I mean, I don't know. How well do you do with the snow?
In our early 20s, you mean?
Yes, exactly. Early 20s. Our early 20s.
I still love it. Look, you and I, we both grew up in warm places. You're from California. I'm from Miami. We both somehow ended up here in New England. But I still love it. I absolutely love the snow. My kids love the snow. And what's great about this big snowfall, James, is this is when we when we shovel the deck off and we put all that extra snow at the bottom of the deck. That's when my kids climb up on top of the deck and just jump off.
Nice.
And into the giant piles of snow. Or I just toss them off the deck, which is really fun. When they don't get hurt. They're not. It'll be fine. It will be safe. So we really enjoy playing in it, building forts, building trenches, jumping off the deck, and just doing all kinds of fun things in the snow. What about you? I know your child is smaller. And I don't know how much you love it.
She is a fan of the snow. She loves walking around in it, but she actually really does. I took her out to the park right after our last little snowstorm, and she loved walking through the park in the snow. I had to eventually call it quits because she would have stayed out there much longer. But her pants were getting wet, her boots were getting covered in snow. I was like, okay, we need a timeout. But she loves it. For me, I like the snow. I think when it comes to the elements, they say, when it's really hot, you can only take off so much clothing, but when it's, cold, you can always add up layers. I appreciate that. However, I don't like the boxy feeling I get. I feel like Batman, where I can't turn my neck and my arms, and it just becomes, I feel like the marshmallow, what's that guy from the Ghostbusters?
The Pillsbury Doughboy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. And so I feel like that. So I don't like the restriction feeling, though. It is fun to be out there. I'm going to be out there on Monday reporting for WBZ. So as you said, if you don't have to be out on the roads, don't be out on the roads. You should have gone to Stop and Shop yesterday or 2 days ago. Ice melt cannot be found. I went to 4 stores over the past 2 days. No ice melt, no shovels. They're all gone. I have enough, but you can never have too much.
I have to correct myself, James. It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes.
There we go. Okay. There are people yelling,
like
screaming at us right now because I got that wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All right, continue.
Well, speaking of, an iconic character from an iconic film, Ghostbusters, let's talk about some comfy movies for those who are not going to work, who are snowed in, something to help them ride out this winter storm. And I have 3 movies that if I had endless amount of time, I would watch during the snowstorm if I were not going out tomorrow. But the first one, and it fills your heart with warmth, and that is The Holdovers, my favorite film I think it came out in 2024. And The Holdovers, it takes place in Massachusetts during the winter storm where people feel stuck inside, where they are stuck inside at times. And they just, with the camaraderie of other people in their direct vicinity, they have a nice Christmas, and all that warmth and love is felt, and it's a very comfy feeling movie.
Awesome. I think there are a lot of things that you can watch when you are snowed in. Definitely, like you said, you want to go for that comfy feeling. You can wrap up in a nice blanket on the couch with your hot cocoa or whatever it is that you all drink. I like to go for a warm, fuzzy, rom-com, or just something that I've watched a million times, and it's your comfort, right? That's your comfort show. It's something that you can watch over and over and over again, and it never gets old. For me, that would probably be something like One Piece, the live action, or the anime.
It has a beachy vibe, so you can feel warm that way.
Exactly, right? You can live vicariously through the swashbuckling adventures of warmer climates. Although season 2 will be set on a snow island. Very, very excited to see Tony Chopper. Just a few more weeks. March 10th, guys. March 10th. This is not a drill. One Piece season 2 coming out in just a few short weeks. Very, very, very excited for that. But yeah, I mean, you could go a couple different ways. I grew up in a warm, sunny place where I never saw the changing of the seasons, so I'm very cool and comfortable with the snow. Like I still love it. It's still a novelty for me. So you might want to snuggle up and watch something that is snowy. And classic for the winter, maybe something like Home Alone, even though you probably just watched that during the holiday season.
Or you can go the complete opposite, and my second pick would be Dune Part 2, where you are in a literal desert world where it's very dry, very hot, and you're riding these sandworms to victory. So Dune Part 2 would be one that I feel like it would get me out of this dreary, cold kind of state of mind. And lastly, for myself, I would have to go with another sequel, Paddington 2, because that's great for every occasion, any time of year, any elements that you are experiencing. Paddington will help you through that. So Paddington 2.
I don't think you've ever mentioned that before.
Never mentioned Paddington 2
Never,
at all.
Never, ever.
And this would be the last
speaking
time.
Of sequels, a comedy is probably a good way to go also. You've got, anything Mel Brooks, but really what I was thinking about was it Shrek 2 that's the good one?
Shrek 2 is the Empire Strikes Back of the Shrek universe.
There we go. So watching Shrek 2 and holding out for a hero and all of that, and not my gumdrop buttons, something that comedic, classic, wonderful. But let me tell you what I am watching right now that I am going to be watching through the snowstorm.
Okay.
James, is a show that's out on Netflix right now. It's a it's a K-drama. It's a K-drama. It's not K-pop Demon Hunters, guys, but it's a K-drama called True Beauty. That's based on a very popular webcomic.
Is that with Ashton Kutcher?
No.
Okay.
No, all Korean. It's all Korean.
He can have a guest appearance, Ashton Kutcher, in a Korean series.
Maybe. If he has, I haven't gotten to that part.
Okay, for sure. He probably isn't.
But it's based on a very popular webcomic. Some of the points of the plot, don't really necessarily carry over here. There's some problematic elements to it, for sure. But it's got that, classic rom-com, K-drama, formula that is very satisfying. And I'm enjoying it right now. So I'm gonna finish watching True Beauty on Netflix.
Okay, and I'm going to try to get into episode 2 of The Pit, season 2. One of the best shows on streaming.
James, I asked a few friends of the show, too, if they had any recommendations for what to watch. And I wanted to see if you agree with some of these.
Okay,
but The Pit was one of them. The Pit was one of the recommendations. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is something that some of these folks are
Game
watching.
of Thrones spin-off, right?
Is it? It possibly. Oh my god, I'm going to get yelled at right now. Knights of the Seven Kingdom. I haven't had the opportunity to
It's the
Lord of
the Rings. Yeah, it's a House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones
there we go.
spin-off.
Okay. All right. Don't yell at me, people. Don't yell at me. Culinary Class Wars is one that was recommended to us. An English voiceover. Other people are watching like dating shows and things like that. And of course, especially if you're here in New England, I know you're going to be watching this as soon as we're done recording. Can you guess what it is?
Not at all.
Come on! Football.
Yeah, football.
Go
I wouldn't consider that a hit show, but yeah, football.
No.
The Patriots against the Broncos. Right after this podcast, we're turning that on and root for the home team, I suppose. I'm not a Patriots fan by birth or what have you, but they're the home team, so might as well go.
Exactly.
My Cowboys are out.
Exactly.
So I have to root for somebody. Great. Well, we can definitely check out those recommendations. And anybody listening and watching this episode of The Hub on Hollywood, comment down below. What is your winter comfort film that just puts you in the right state of mind when the elements outside are frightful? So comment down below. Thank you so much for also tuning in. You can listen wherever you get your podcasts, so iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and join the conversation. But speaking of things that you are watching online or on streaming services, The Rip is Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's latest film. I believe it's streaming on Netflix, and my brother-in-law actually saw it, and he said that, he liked it. It's I forget what the verbatim, how he described The Rip to my off-scene counterpartner, but he liked it. He liked it. The Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Good. The word is good on The Rip.
Right.
Have you seen it, or have you heard anything about that one?
No, but it is on my list. It is definitely on my list to check out very, very soon. I have heard a lot of good things about The Rip. I was very disappointed in what I went to go see in the theater this week. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But one of the things that was recommended to me to help mend my heart was The Rip.
Excellent.
And speaking of Ben... Speaking of Matt, every iconic actor has to get their start somewhere. Right, James?
Whether it's through nepotism or hard work, sheer tyranny of will. Nepotism is easier, though. I prefer that one.
I am really digging your vocabulary, like your word choice today.
Thank you.
In this episode. I'm digging it. I'm appreciating it. But Ben and Matt, no nepotism there.
No.
Sheer force of will. Was that what you said? Or tyranny of will? What is
sheer
that
tyranny
even?
Sheer tyranny of will.
That?
It's basically just as good as sheer goodwill hunting. No, that wasn't smooth at all. That wasn't as great. But yeah, they are pretty much as I mentioned before in the beginning of the episode, the poster boys of how to get your big break through sheer perseverance and grit and determination. These two Boston area boys, best friends, grew up, are in the industry, among the biggest names in Hollywood for decades now, and they were sharing how it all kind of got started right here.
Right, and Matt Damon was on another Boston Boys podcast.
Yeah,
Mr. Team Coco himself, Conan O'Brien's podcast. Talking about how him and Ben, they loved being on set. They loved seeing how films were made, and they got their start right here as extras in the Boston area, in Boston, Massachusetts, New England, just as background extras. And it was delightful to hear him talking about it as a prolific background extra myself and a stand-in precision driver, you know, doing all of those background roles, you know, talking about how the biggest actors, arguably two of the biggest actors in Hollywood today, were there, you know, sticking it out just like the rest of us, like trudging through. And he was talking about the humiliation and of sort of not being allowed near Crafty, right? Because background extras eat last. You have to wait for the union, the crew, and then like you get the crumbs at the end. You don't get much respect, and it's very long hours, and you're sort of like, it's hurry up and wait and being pushed around and run around, and you don't get a lot of respect, but you learn the industry from the ground up. You see, you know, what the actors do with the directors do, what the crew does, and you sort of learn it, you know, from there. And then after that, you know, together they wrote movies of their own, and the rest is history. But it's really wonderful to see that they started out just like the rest of us.
Yeah, they did background work for a Liam Neeson film. I don't have it at the top of my head, but they were also background actors or like in the crowd of Field of Dreams, I believe, that they've said that they were among the first, you know, they're among the crowd in the stands cheering on the players. And so, yeah, who would have thought these two guys from the Boston area who had the same passion and dedication would end up where they are today. They actually did also talk about how when they were growing up and going to auditions to New York, they would take like the commuter rail all the way to New York City, and they would have a joint bank account, and any money that they made from commercials or from what have you or projects, they would lump their money together in one account to pay for trips to audition. Wow. And so they would go all the way to New York City. It'd be like a 3-4 hour trip. You go there, and then in less than 15 minutes or 5 minutes, you go in there, you audition, and then like they're like, okay, thanks, and then you're gone, and then they just turn you down, and you have to go back all the way back to Boston. So true grit from those two guys. Also, John Krasinski, apparently he was talking about how this is like the most Boston thing an up and coming actor could do to kind of get his foot in the door.
Right. Well, it started off as a conversation. So he'd been talking about auditioning. And John Krasinski famously has said that, you know, auditioning used to terrify him completely. And auditioning back then was different, James. Like now everything is self-tape. You can take multiple takes and then you send it in when you're comfortable. Whereas, you know, auditioning used to be only in person. You had to show up at the casting office with tons of people vying for the same exact role, and you had to get there in front of the casting director, and that was your one and only shot. So it's definitely nerve-wracking. And he'd been talking about one of the best pieces of advice that he'd been given about auditioning was to treat every audition like you're performing a 3-minute play just for yourself and nobody else. And that sort of transformed, you know, him, and it just radically changed the game. And then shortly after that, he booked his very first role. And what was that role, James? What was that role?
I believe it was for a Dunkin' commercial.
That's
you don't
right.
get any more Massachusetts than that.
Donuts commercial. Apparently casted by Boston Casting. Who's they're the top casting agency out here, and it was Angela Perry from Boston Casting that had put that out and was like, just sharing the love that they got to help launch that career as well. But once he was able to gain that confidence in auditioning, Dunks threw him on there, and then the rest is history for him too. Then he got The Office eventually.
Yeah. So I found the Dunkin' commercials, and so we'll put a link. We'll put a link. Yeah, I'll send you a couple links too. Maybe you could put it down in our description down below. But check out John Krasinski's Dunkin' commercials.
Amazing.
John runs on Dunkin'. All right. Well, Jamie, you know what else is running for the top prize at the Oscars this year? Was that a smooth enough transition?
Sure. Is it Sinners?
He said to applause. Sinners, yeah. Sinners receiving, I believe, 18 nominations. How many nominations did Sinners get? I think it broke a record for most, 13 nominations, including for Best Actor and Best Film, Best Picture, a lot of really good stuff. Big Oscar noms. Another contender in that is Bugonia, which not Bologna, not Bologna, Bugonia, starring Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. I think we talked recently about, we got the screeners for the SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Awards when we
Correct.
vote for the union award show, but we got all the screeners, and so I'm whittling down all the Best Picture nominees, and among them is Bugonia, one that I wanted to see in theaters but just never got around to. But it is creating a lot of buzz, of course, obviously nominated, so people are loving it. But is this someone, have you seen the trailer for this or read the description about this film?
No, I haven't gotten around to that. I have hit a bunch of the other ones as far as the screeners go, but I have not gotten to Bugonia yet. So
yeah, so Bugonia it's starring Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Aidan Delbis, and Stavros Halkias. He is a comedian. It's about two conspiracy-obsessed young men who kidnap a high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced she is an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. I don't want to give away any spoilers for this just because I do believe people should watch this, but I feel like the posters kind of give some stuff away. Trailers kind of give some stuff away. So the only thing I will say is that Emma Stone, not only does she do an amazing has an amazing performance in this film emotionally, but she physically transforms in this film as well. And this is her third Oscar nomination, and so she could potentially walk away with a third Oscar after the award show. But this is a really good film. I think if you are a big fan of also Jesse Plemons, you will like his character a lot. You get creeped out by him a lot. You get a little scared by him, but you also feel very empathetic towards him as well, and his mission to save the Earth from who he believes is an alien in disguise. So without any spoilers, I recommend watching Bugonia. I'm sure it's out streaming at this moment, but check it out if it has another theatrical run. But Bugonia.
Yeah. Well, what I don't recommend you seeing, James, as we go from something to watch to something maybe to skip, I went to the theater, and my husband and I had high hopes for Greenland 2 Migration. We saw the very first one with Gerard Butler, Morena Baccarin, and the first one was pretty good. It was pretty good. The second one, just full of disappointment. It's got 48% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, so just an overview. In the aftermath of a comet strike that has decimated most of the planet, the Garrity family must leave the safety of their Greenland bunker to traverse a shattered world in search of a new home. On the face of it, great premise. In execution, they put so little effort into this movie, James. It's been out for a while, and I'm just gonna I'm going to rain destruction upon this movie the way that it did upon itself. Because there is zero effort put into... There is, no research, no effort put into the believability, the scientific credibility of this plot. There's no effort put into the emotional stakes, into the physical stakes. It feels like this was a cash grab at a sequel that they just put the most minimal effort into. And it feels so lazy, James, that I can't even muster the energy to be angry at it, because they didn't put enough effort into it to even make, to do anything, to create a decent movie. So
should it have been called Greenland 2, The Search for More Green?
Yeah.
With money exactly. In parentheses?
I think so. But it's a series of this happens, then this happens, and this happens, and this happens. None of it believable. No emotional, reality to any of it. I could go on and on. I won't get into specifics, James, But I will just say that I was very disappointed by this film. And so if you are going to the theater, you probably aren't right now for the next couple of days at least.
Yeah, do not go out for this movie.
Exactly.
Any other movie if you need to, but not
It's not
Greenland.
worth migrating to the theater for this one.
Excellent. All right. Well, I will not be watching Greenland. I'm actually midway or a little more than midway through Blue Moon, starring Ethan Hawke. This is an interesting film. I won't go into it, but I'm chiseling away at the list of best pictures, and Blue Moon is apparently, according to Ethan Hawke, his best movie he's ever done. And acting-wise, I will say he's doing a phenomenal job at being relentlessly annoying, but that's the character, and he's doing a fantastic job doing that so far. So I'm happy for Blue Moon. I'm planning to watch Marty Supreme afterwards, and then again get back on that pit train. Pit it up.
And people should look us up, the Hub on Hollywood. Once we start thawing here in New England,
yes.
There will be tons of productions coming back to the area. We love to bring you not only New England filming news, but casting calls. We want to get you in the movies, just like Matt and Ben, just like John Krasinski. They all got their start, as background extras.
You too
and
can be in a
Dunkin'
commercial.
commercials and things like that here. We try to bring those casting calls to you so that you can do that too. The next person you work, with on set, they could be the next Matt and Ben, or it could be you. So where can people find us and check us out and keep listening to us, James?
They can find us anywhere and everywhere. We're on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Hub on Hollywood. You can also watch us on YouTube, where if you are already, please like and subscribe, become a Hub Club member. And if you are out and about or, washing dishes or watching over the baby or going for a walk, you can listen to us wherever you go on any major podcasting streaming service, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. But as you said, Jamie, we will be thawing out, and as soon as we dig our way out of the snow, we will be migrating over to the movie theaters to watch a much better film than Greenland 2, Electric Boogaloo. But for the Hub on Hollywood, I'm James.
I'm Jamie. We'll see you next time.
Bye.